Oh, hey folks. I got my Ramboner Not a Porno collection 2 days ago. It's from Black Video, and it's just like two really short films from the 90s put together, and it's really nice. Check it out. Just Black Video on Instagram if you want to further investigate. It was 20 bucks. It's on VHS, so I just wanted to mention that. Okay. Okay. So what my real review is Richard Laymon, The Beast House. I finished it yesterday, and this is book 2 in his Beast House trilogy. The Cellar, which I reviewed, and now this one, and then the next one I can't remember the name of. The fourth one is Friday Night in the Beast House. But I read this, and I've read The Cellar before. I read the third book, and I've read Friday Night in the Beast House, and I never read this one. I skipped this one. I thought I had read it, but I didn't. So that was cool because it was new to me. Like I was reading, I don't remember any of this, and then I realized I just never read it. So this is originally published in 1986, and it starts out with totally new characters. In the beginning, none of the characters that's not true. None of the good characters from the Cellar are in here, but Maggie Kutch, the old bitch that runs the Beast House, she's still alive, and like her employees, I can't remember, Wilkes, maybe that was his name. So she's still doing tours, and people, I guess, are still getting killed, but I mean, they don't. Well, no, I guess not. Just pretty much the ones that got killed in the Cellar that they knew about, and then all the characters that got killed in the Cellar, they covered it up. Maggie and her bunch covered it up. But they did take Sandy and her mom, I guess, as captives, actually. But you don't know that right away. So it starts out with this girl Tyler and her friend Nora. They're like librarians, and they're at some librarian convention. And Tyler, like, she's drunk. Tyler, it's a weird name for a girl. And she's drunk, and she starts thinking about like her old boyfriend, and gets really upset. And then Nora, who's like a slutty blonde, she's all, let's go find him. We're not, like, Tyler tells him where, she met him, and where he moved to, because they broke up because she wanted to go to college somewhere else. He wanted to become a police officer. So they split up, and Nora's all, let's go find him, just find out what he's doing. And then, I think it was in San Francisco or Santa Monica, probably totally wrong. So they go there, and then they find out that he moved to Malcasa Point, and he's a police officer. That he works there. He's a police officer. So we're already on the way to Malcasa Point in the Beast House. I already skipped it, but I'll keep going ahead. And then on the way there, this crazy guy in a truck, they're driving, and then there was a car swerved to get in front of another car and almost hit them. And Nora throws a finger at him, and he turns around, chases him, runs him off the road, because they're it's like a cliff. They're like a cliff, and then there's a wall. So Tyler, she's driving, she's really scared. He runs her off the road. He gets out and he rips the antenna off their car, starts beating it. Nora and Tyler get out to confront him, and he hits them with the antenna, and then they're fighting him. And then all of a sudden his truck is coming at him. So two guys have pulled over to help them, and then Abe and Jack, and they become friends. They saved Nora and Tyler, and they're like, well, let's go get a couple of drinks. And they tell them they're going to Malcasa Point, so they just go there to have some drinks at a restaurant, I think. Or no, I don't even think it's Malcasa Point. They're on the way there. They stop somewhere and get some drinks. Also, though, at the beginning of the book, there's a letter that you read, and it's written to this author named Gorman Hardy, who like was successful because he wrote this ghost story book, like a true ghost story book, and it was a big hit. And this girl Janice writes him about the Beast House, and she's like, you should write a book about the Beast House. And she sends him excerpts from the diary of the lady who like had sex with the Beast in the first one, like back in 1909, 1901. So he's interested, Gorman, and so he agrees to come to Malcasa Point. And he has an assistant named Brian. So there's Tyler, Nora, Abe, and Jack are one group, and then you got Gorman, his assistant Brian, and they're another group, which Laymon does a lot. He has like different groups that converge. So they're all headed to Malcasa Point, and of course none of them believe in the Beast, the legend of the Beast. So that's just the setup. Gorman, who's a real scumbag, and he's not gay, but he's like fat and wimpy and sissy-like. And his assistant Brian is like real handsome and like gets chicks like so easy, and Gorman's like kind of jealous of that. So Gorman's, and he's like a sleazy, opportunistic guy, but he's even worse than that. But you like him. I like Gorman. He's like actually my favorite character, even though he does some really bad things. So, okay, they're all there. I don't know how much I want to give away, but this happens early on. So the girl that wrote Gorman the letter, she wants like 50% of the proceeds from the book, because she's like, it's my idea. I have the diary, and so Gorman writes up a contract, and tells her, okay, you're gonna get half of everything, but it actually has this plan to where Brian is gonna seduce her. Like, he's gonna take her to his hotel room, and I think she's like a teenager too. She's underage, and Brian's gonna seduce her, and Gorman's gonna sneak into her room and like take the copy of the contract that he gave her and switch it with like some bullshit one. And Gorman tells Brian, I think this is all part of the plan to seduce her, but they're gonna go look for the hole that leads to the house, the beast hole that leads to the house, because they're like, if it's real, if this isn't bullshit, then there's really a hole, then that's something. So he asked Janice to go with him. Brian asked Janice to go with him. They go out there, and of course he seduces her, and like they start making love in the grass on the blanket, and the beast attacks them. So I'm gonna take a shot right now. This is to Laymon. It's like my favorite writer, except for like Lovecraft and Howard, and the Beast House. So here's to you, Laymon. I really miss you. So I won't reveal any more than that, but I will say that like after this is it's only 333 pages, 334. Mine got water damage too. Look at that, holy shit. And like a little more than halfway through the book, I was like, "What's Tyler? Tyler's like the main character. She's not doing anything other than crying and like she went to Malcasa Point to meet this guy that she was in love with years ago, but then she meets Abe and then she falls in love with him, but she's still in love with Dan. She's just like torn and all upset. But then I was like, she's not really doing anything. She's not part of like Gorman's the one making things happen. He does some really messed up stuff. He's causing the good stuff in the book. But it isn't until the very end to where I guess Tyler had a purpose. And right off the bat, I'm gonna tell you that The Beast House isn't as good as The Cellar, but it is pretty good. The end is really good. It's action packed and a lot of gore and monsters and killing and surprises. So it does amp up. It's not as good as a lot of other Laymon books, but it's still better than like just go to a bookstore, throw a dart at the books, and Laymon's gonna be better than whatever you hit. And then I don't want to give it away, but you see characters from The Cellar, which was a nice surprise. I like how I guess Laymon does have like, at least he has like a Beast House universe, but he doesn't just like a lot of stuff does. Again, this is written like in '86, just how they pile on like references and characters and just like, oh, look at this. This is remember this from this book or this movie, what's in here. Like, it's real quick and it's satisfying of like from the characters from The Cellar that wind up in here and what happened to them. It's really quick. Yeah, even if like the first, maybe 200 pages, there was only like 3 murders, which is pretty low for Laymon. They were really good. Some really gross, like in every Laymon book there's always something really gross and disturbing and sick, and that's what I like about Laymon. So I'm gonna give the Beast House just 3 out of 5 Manos Hands of Fate. When I got to page maybe like 250, usually I'll burn through Laymon so quick, but this one, I took a little more time with it, but I think by page 250 I'm finishing it now. So I got the 3rd book. I got so much other stuff to read. I'm reading The Silver Warrior by Michael Moorcock, but I am whittling down my books. But also I wanted to review these for my zine, Out of the Bloody Tapes, which I'm gonna write a review of this also. But just, Laymon, he's so good. If you haven't read him, check him out. I want to start like contacting filmmakers, like, see if they know Laymon, or someone can make a Laymon book into a movie. If it's done right, it would be awesome. He's the best. Like, I'm still I read my other books, and let's just get rid of these. And I got my Laymons to curl up with, and they're so good. But man, I could go on, and I will in the next video. Okay, thank you. Bye.